welcome back to the F1 Rearview podcast. Once again, we have returned to discuss the Monaco Grand Prix. I am your host, Tom, and I'm joined, as always, by the wonderful Mr. Reese Keeble.
Hello. Tommy boy, how are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you doing? You alright?
I'm all right now. As our audience are aware, we are busy people with busy lives. So, hey,
Indeed.
You get these podcasts when you're given them, and you will thank us for that. Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Keeble. Thank you. Hey, anyway, but listen, exciting Grand Prix last weekend, and then exciting Grand Prix this weekend, and we might be able to watch some of it together. So that's nice, isn't
I
it?
can't wait to watch qualifying with you.
We're going to actually see each other in person for.
We are.
Nice. So
we are. Do you still smell the same?
To. No, actually, I've changed my scent.
Have you?
Yeah, I smell like
Here we go.
BO.
Oh, I could see the files going in your brain, thinking about something funny to say. Yeah, I'm porridge and almonds. Me now.
Lovely.
So
lovely.
I don't like
Very
either.
nice.
I don't like either. So I'll combine them into making a. Anyways, Formula One.
Monaco. Listen, I mean, it was an eventful race, wasn't it? But we'll chat about it quickly and do our predictions roundup of it as always. How did you feel? Did you enjoy it?
I think it was one of the more entertaining of Monaco races that has been. I think there was a lot of issues with the pit entrance. We will talk about the race in a bit of depth a little bit later on. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
for me,
I think we got through bad day to be a pit timer.
Yeah.
Bad day to be a bit of tarmac.
Good day to be a yellow flag.
Good day to be a yellow flag. Good day to be a red flag.
That's what I said as well. Yeah, good day to be a red flag.
So on that front, yeah, that's very true.
Bad day to be Max Verstappen. That was the first one you hit me with. So
that is very true. Bad day to be Max Verstappen. Yeah, a very eventful Monaco Grand Prix, albeit not much in terms of overtaking, but you can't really expect anything from that in Monaco these days. And this is one of the things we'll discuss today. I just don't think the cars are suited to it. And the excitement makes itself in other ways. And I think it did for this race, to be honest. There was excitement in other ways. There was excitement in the track deciding to self-destruct, things like that.
Yeah, very much so. Should we have a little review of our predictions from the race and see how we did?
I thought we could leave it this week, to be fair, mate.
Have I done well?
No, so I think we could. To be honest, should we just scrap this segment off?
No, go on. I think I'm doing well here, aren't I?
I think we can just scrap this segment.
Nah.
What, the Rearview Predictions Championship?
The Rearview Predictions Championship, yep. Remember,
one of us got 1 point. One of us got 1 point this week.
All right. If you do a U-turn and go, but it wasn't me, I'm going to be livid.
Call an ambulance. But not
for me. Yeah.
Look, Reese, do you remember your predictions?
No. I never remember them. And then someone made a point the other day on our socials. Follow us, Rearview Podcast. Is it Rearview Podcast?
Something like that.
Tom will put the thing there. Edit that in. But follow us on our socials, because someone messaged the page and went, "Why don't you just look at last week's episode to see what you've done?" Because every week I go, "I don't remember," and because 2 reasons. One, because that would be too clever. And 2, it ruins the fun of this segment, because I never know what to say.
The suspense. Isn't it beautiful?
It's yeah. Wow, magic.
Well, I've got it in front of me here, Reese.
Okay.
And I'll tell you. You had Lando Norris third, which unfortunately
didn't happen.
He had a little bang on his engine.
Did we not
predict George Russell?
Did we not predict Paul as well?
I'll get to that.
All right.
You had George Russell second, which also didn't get you any points, I'm afraid, mate.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you heard, he got some penalties or something like that.
Something like that. Something that he whinged about.
Unfortunately, you had Kimi Antonelli first and a Kimi Antonelli pole. So you came home with 6 points, mate. It was actually quite a good weekend in you because you got those 2 right. I think we need to.
Sorry.
We need to give you some kind of handicap for next week, I think.
Just because I'm good. It is just because I is good. Which
means I got 1 point, Reese, because I said pole position would be George Russell, the race win would be George Russell. Neither happened. Kimi Antonelli, I had second, that was my point, and third I had Charles Leclerc, which was so close. until he decided
so
he wanted to buy himself a new Louis Vuitton bag and just hit the sign, thinking that was what would happen. So, do you want to know the standings, Reese?
I would love, and I mean love, to know the standings. Can we start with head-to-head? Can you tell me the head-to-heads first?
You want the head-to-head?
I would love head-to-head.
Yeah, I can give you the head-to-head, Reese. I've got 1 win. You've got 5 wins. This is... it's not, to be fair. Japan was the biggest points difference. That was you scored 7, I got 1 that week. This is not far off that 6-1.
Bad.
And it is now the largest gap we've ever had in the points progression standings. Reece, you're on 32 points. I'm on 17. You've got pretty much double my points.
Here's his hug face. Can you tell?
I can, unfortunately. Oh, mate. I mean, I'm looking at this chart. In China, we were like right next to each other, and you've really tailed off.
Yeah, well,
so I think you need to start being a bit more expressive with your predictions, like I am.
Nah, I think when you do your research and you don't predict Max Verstappen to win a race this year, I think you'll do quite well. I do my research. I do my research.
Stay tuned for Spain. At the end of the episode, we'll talk about Spain and how we think that's going to go. And I will win this week. I promise.
Not a chance.
We'll make that 2 and 5 instead of 1 and 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, shall we have a little talk about the Monaco Grand Prix? And as we started last week, a couple of debates about the race off the back of it. We've already mentioned a couple of them in the opening there. We're going to talk about 2 today. And we're going to change it a little bit from how we did it last week. So I think we liked the format we did last week, but we're going to keep experimenting with it until we really find the formula that works for us, the Formula 1. No reaction to that. Cool.
I was letting it settle for a little bit, in all honesty. I was just letting it sit and settle. I do look like I'm scrolling on my phone. I'm looking for our prep, by the way. I found it now.
Looking for the show notes.
Yeah,
looking for the show notes.
I found it now. Do you want to do that again and I'll give you a better reaction? Do you want to cut the first one?
No, it's all good. No, mate, I'm sticking with that.
Yeah,
I'm sticking with that. No, I'm sticking with that.
One.
We're going to be discussing 2 topics. The first one is going to be talking about Monaco as a race, and as I kind of alluded to at the start, is it time to call it a day in Monaco?
Yeah.
And the way we're going to go around this now is that, Reese, you are going to just give me your opinion, your honest opinion, and I'll hit devil's advocate, and I'll just knock them back to you.
I mean, believe it or not, you have got the more core F1 knowledge. However, looking at the standings of the predictions, you wouldn't think that. But you are the core F1 person for us. So yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what your opinion is going to be. Yeah. And I'm going to just give you devil's advocate. I'm going to fight you on it, and we're going to have a good old chat about what we think instead of being for or against.
Are we still calling this segment? Are we still calling this segment the Master Debate, or?
I just went for the Rearview Debates, to be honest, mate. That's what I went for in the end. Yeah, right. Just more family friendly.
Once again, another idea that doesn't get greenlit from Reese.
So here's the pitch for Is It Time to Call It a Day in Monaco? The 2026 cars were sold to us as the fix for Monaco. Smaller, lighter, more agile. But did the regs fail Monaco, or did Monaco fail the regs? Because we ended up with a still pretty boring race. Reese, what's your thoughts?
Here we go. Brace yourself. Scrap Monaco. Bring back the French race at Paul Ricard.
Oh my God, everyone's turned off.
Why?
Everyone's turned off.
Why?
Paul Ricard. Paul Ricard. Mate, people have seizures watching those races.
Okay, tarmac over your weird little line things that you've done. Oh, it's instead of a gravel trap. Get over yourself. Okay, the reason why I say this, 1, those new cars will definitely be able to overtake around that circuit now. Okay? 2, Monaco is boring and for the super wealthy. If you want to see how a normal-ish person did Monaco this weekend, watch Pieface's video. I think it's Pie on Life on YouTube. He did this is going to be the cheapest seat at Monaco type vlog. And he did that. And in all fairness, the cheapest seat, 45 euros, was horrific. Like, you could see half of a corner. Not only that, he then kind of cheated himself a little bit by getting invited into Aldi's hospitality. So, I mean, it is like, for the normal working class man who wants to go home, turn on the TV, watch F1, who dreams. It genuinely is a dream of mine to watch a race at Monaco. I would absolutely love that. Do I reckon it'll ever happen in my lifetime? No. Point number 3 that I've got, okay, too rich, yeah.
Yeah.
Too rich. I think they should bring back Paul Ricard because, I mean, the new cars will overtake on that. It's a fantastic little circuit. I genuinely do love it as a circuit. Number 3 that I have got is that the track is too small. I know that F1, you've got to look at more than just the overtakes, and that is what we've been doing since Monaco first came on the F1 map. We don't need to be going, oh, yes, well, if there's a pit stop or a light shower, we don't need to be doing that. What we need to be doing is watching the leader, watching in second place, and hoping for overtakes, and letting them actually race. The main day of Monaco is the qualifying on the Saturday, and then the Sunday is just a parade, where they might as well be on the back of a float, waving at the crowd. And breathe.
I genuinely do disagree. This isn't just me playing devil's advocate. And there's a few reasons why. And I think, like, there is problems with Monaco. I think everyone will tell you there's been problems with Monaco since the cars started having aerodynamic things and not being little buggies that they were in the 1950s when it started. But it is the heritage of Monaco. It means so much more. It's like saying the FA Cup's going to start being played in the Millennium Stadium.
Do you want an argument about that? Move the FA Cup as well. Move the FA Cup. It should be in a neutral ground
Monaco.
between, not to Monaco, but I'm saying move it. It should be in a neutral ground between both teams. That's enough football chat.
All right. Well, apparently you're deluded on all your sport takes today. Look, I genuinely believe, and I know this is part of your point, but I think Monaco qualifying is one of the best hours of the Formula One season.
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
The fact that pole this season was decided by, what was it, 0.043 seconds or something like that. It was super fine margins.
Yeah.
On a track where to get round quickly you have to be literally like this close to the wall. In some cases, like this.
Touching the wall.
It's millimetres of precision. It separates the men from the boys, and we'll get onto that in a minute with our next debate, but it is a perfect circuit for really testing a driver's skill. That's interesting. And maybe there's a way you look at the format differently. They did last year. They put 2 pit stops in to try and make it interesting. They've done things like this. I don't know if that makes it better, but it is such a good qualifying session. You couldn't replicate that on another track.
So I completely agree, and you are talking to me, and I am an F1 fan who genuinely, and we've had this discussion a couple of times, I prefer the Saturday to the Sunday. The majority of the time, I like working out strategically. A little bit like Bernie. Hey, I'm looking at the strategy here, Tom. But I do like looking strategically. Good morning, Bernie. I do like looking strategically at what is going to go on in qualifying, who's doing what. It was a lot better, obviously, when when the tyres had to be started on in Q3, when they had to start the race on them. However, what I will say is I agree the Saturday is better. The Sunday, the problem that I've got, Tom, is that Monaco is very much people tune into F1 to watch Monaco. I remember being a small boy, a little wee whippersnapper is what you would say. Yeah, I remember being a little wee whippersnapper and watching Monaco in the lemonade shop with my father, okay? Because it was the only one that he watched. And it gives F1 a bad rep. Because if you just watch Monaco on the Sunday, nah, you're done for. What's the point? No one's going to get into the sport watching that.
No, I agree. I get you from that perspective. And I think there is elements of it that need to be... Something needs to change, perhaps, because it is a bit boring to watch. But it's a spectacle. And it's a part of the calendar. It's the jewel, right? And it is, like you say, people know about Monaco because it's so spectacular, because it's so historic. Because even if you've never seen it before, you tune in, you're like, what? They're racing around these tiny little streets in this randomly built city, which, I mean, I don't know the history of Monaco, but why do they even build it there? What a useless place to build a city. yeah, I don't know. There's heritage to it. There's history to it. There's been 83 Grand Prix on that circuit. It's never not been there.
But you don't need to make it 84, do you? You don't.
I think you do.
You don't need
I think
to make
you
it
do.
84.
I don't think you can get rid of it. And I think
no, right. So here's the thing, right? In England, we've got Soccer Age. You might not be aware of it if you're an American listener. It's where all the legends come out and kick a ball. Okay, let's make Monaco the Legends race. And I say race, they can just drive round in the car that they won in. I don't know, have blooming Button there in his brawn, and have Uja McCall. I was going to say Jordan. Have whoever driving round. Just give it hello, like that. Do qualifying at Monaco. And then on Sunday, just have like a testimonial match, if you will, going around it. You know, no hard tackles, just little waves, no points on the line. Then do the actual race on Monday. Do it somewhere with a track. I don't know.
Yeah, look, there's lots of arguments to be had. Let us know in the comments on the socials. Is it time to call it a day in Monaco? Do you think we should keep there out the heritage, or go to Paul Ricard and have some better racing, as Reese wants us to do?
Do you agree? Sorry, I know you're trying to very nicely segue out of this, but do you agree that Paul Ricard would have better racing and would be more entertaining for the casual?
No, I hated Paul Ricard. I think it's an awful circuit.
You only hate it because you couldn't do it in the F1 game.
Never bring it back. Never
Just
bring
like
it back.
Just why I delete Monaco every year on mine.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, it's a great race, and it's obviously extremely historic, but I just don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. It fills those gaps that sponsors love it as well. That's the main thing, isn't it? It's the sponsor's dream. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong as well. There is only really two other maybe. I wouldn't mind doing the Red Bull Ring in Austria, and the only other one that I would want to do in Europe is Monaco. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm fighting for it not to be on the calendar, but I'm fighting for it not to be on the calendar with full intention of, mate, I really want to go to that race.
Maybe it's a format tweak that just needs to keep being looked at. Maybe it's like qualifying race scoring. Just give the points to whoever gets the fastest lap. I don't know. Yeah. That's kind of then changing the entire sport, isn't it? So
I think if we saw fastest lap coming back, it would make the last couple of laps a little bit more interesting. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
But then you say that, but racing aside, this race was good. There was lots of action.
100%.
Maybe they just need to add in more booby traps, like the track peeling up.
Yeah, the track peeling up, or the teams getting the pit stop entrance so ridiculously wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could talk about that all day. Like the ridiculous amount of, it's not even the teams that have done that. It seems that they've extended it to let Cadillac have a garage. They've put an 11th garage on, which has changed the length of the pit lane. Yeah. Which means then the FIA is like,
the sensors not
all out. Well, I will say there's an ongoing investigation from Alpine at the moment to try and get, obviously we didn't really mention it, but Pierre Gasly actually finished third on the road. Yeah. Penalties cost him that position.
I think what I will say is when you've got something like that so many drivers are getting penalised for, there's two things. One, why wasn't it picked up in the practice? Yeah. Why were they must have been getting warnings in the practice unless they weren't doing the racy pace. And two, to kind of be with the FIA on one scenario. I can't stand the FIA. If you're listening, I would love tickets to any event. But to agree with them on one point, which is it goes by length, doesn't it? Like it's kind of like a motorway average speed camera, and if you're cutting the corner, which the drivers who got the penalties, they were still keeping a tyre in the white line, but they were very much cutting that corner. Yeah, you've shortened your distance. You are going to get a penalty.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have done. You shouldn't have done.
Yeah. But then also, have you seen pretty much all of the race people that broke it had this pit limiter on, but they recorded 60.1 kph. The speed limit is 60. Wow. So it's by 0.1 of a kilometre per hour is what they've been penalised on. And it was consistently 0.1.
Yeah. So it's not right.
Sound like driver error. Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, we'll be interested to see how that Alpine dispute stuff unfolds. Yep. If they I mean, the problem is the can of worms it opens, I guess. Like, if they reinstate Gasly's penalties, then every other team's going to say, oh, we'll have ours back as well then. But we served the ours in the race, so how can you fairly give that back to us? And,
to use another kind of metaphor-y thingy, if you will, we're going to look at another situation where, like, the referees come out with football and they go, "Oh yeah, no, we notice there was a clear mistake there. We can't do anything about it now. Lol.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
That's all we can get."
I think I'd be surprised if they reinstated his race time. Adding the 10 seconds back on would be the way they would do it, but then it's a kettle of fish, isn't it? I mean, what a
I know you said that we've only got 2 talking points, which we do. But can I throw in a little extra third one, like just a tiny one? And we don't have to stay on this for long. I think that the podium in F1 shouldn't happen until after the classification is classified.
Now, you say this, but the problem is, it's still not because of this Alpine investigation ongoing.
But I
think
to
do the podium in Spain.
Yeah. So, all right. Let me until it's either classified or an hour after the standings. If people need to go and talk to the FIA and stuff like that, because let's say Gasly. Let's say ideal world, Gasly was able to talk it round. It all got fixed, and he was meant to be on the podium. He didn't get that podium. Isaac Hadjar was up there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think. And it would make a little bit more of a day for it for the fans as well. I don't think they'd see it as waiting around for the podium. I think it would be kind of extending their weekend a little bit longer to wait and see the podium.
It wouldn't happen, unfortunately.
Of course it won't. He was just
because
blue sky thinking, Lomas.
Yeah, F1's very much a sport of its procedure, isn't it? And,
of course.
Podium very much is that, and Kim Kardashian stealing towels is not part of that procedure.
Do not get me started on that. Now, talking about splitting the men from the children, shall we move on and look at the next point that you've got, which is George Russell an average driver in a good car? And you know what, Tom? You know how you were playing devil's advocate? I'm going to do that this time.
Interesting. Look, I mean, I'll frame this debate a little bit for us, and why I've pulled this to the table. Because if my name was George Russell, which it wasn't and isn't, I haven't changed it.
Yep. Let me look.
I would be so embarrassed right now. So embarrassed because this is now 2 races in a row. He's not scored points. All right, one of them wasn't his fault. He didn't, his engine blew up. That's not on him. This race, I don't know if you've seen the clip of him coming into the pit lane. It's an absolute farce. It's a bit on the team. It's a bit on him. He comes in. The team have said stay out. He comes in. He then drives into his pit box. The team aren't expecting him, so they've grabbed some tyres. Their job as pit crew is to get him straight out. No one's told them about the penalty. Well, they've probably told him, but they don't know in that moment. They've just served Kimi. They're getting another car in. So they just work on the car again. So then they get another penalty for not serving the penalty. And unfortunately for George, it did all fall very poorly with the timing of the red flag as well, because all the cars were bunched together.
Yep.
But it's another race without any points. He's now 68 points from his teammate in the lead, I think. He's only got 1 win in 6, whereas his teammate has got 5 wins in 6.
Yep.
His teammate's 19 years old
in
his 2nd year in Formula 1. George Russell, I don't even know, but in his 5th year in Formula 1. I don't know how old he is, but he's old enough to not be embarrassed like that.
I think he's 25.
My main point with this one is I think he's a good driver. But I just don't think he's that champions tier. I don't think he's got what Max has got. I don't think he's got what Lewis has got. I don't think he's got what Kimi's got. And I think Kimi is at that tier already at this age. I think Kimi's showing he's got that Max, that Lewis, that Schumacher, that multi-champion ability. I think Russell might win a championship. Like I think Lando won a championship. I don't think Lando's going to win multiple championships. I think Lando is very much in that same kind of, and George, Jensen Button mould. Good drivers on their day, but not multi-champions.
So the young man sorry to interject here. The young man from Kings
on.
Lynn is 28
All right, Martin.
years old.
He's 28 already.
28 years old.
I think it's 10 years almost in F1.
Let me fact check you
I
again.
think 2018 was his debut, maybe 2019. It might have been later than that. Actually, it might have been 2021. Go on, do your research.
Sorry, I was hoping you'd still talk. The March 17th, 2019.
2019. So, okay, maybe not 10 years.
8 years.
Good 8 years.
8 years.
I mean, and he's been patient. All right, I'll give George that. He's been patient. He's done his time in the Williams. He's done his time as Lewis Hamilton's teammate. He then finally got rid of Lewis, had the team to himself last season, and they gave him an awful car that could not compete.
Yeah.
They finally given him the great car this year, and he's doing nothing with it. And his teammate is doing everything with it.
Also, we know, you know how we said about him. I know I'm going to be playing devil's advocate here. This is the only little negative that I said. You know how we said about him throwing the headrest in Canada?
Yeah.
£10,000 fine and 3 points on a super license. I know we were discussing that last week, so if people at home were listening, I just want to clear that up as well. Yeah. Do you not think that George Russell has just got unlucky and he's actually a driver who is performing significantly better in a car that shouldn't particularly be winning too much? I know it's out and in front at the moment. He is still doing well at battling off the Ferraris. He's still doing well. I know he hasn't the last 2 races, but he's still doing well at finishing kind of 1-2 with his teammate.
I think the problem is he can't. It's difficult because, Canada, even though he DNF'd, he was dominant that weekend. Yeah. He was going to win that race if that hadn't have happened. Canada's a pretty easy circuit, and I think anyone with a good enough car can perform there. I think Monaco is a real test of a driver's ability. He wasn't on it in qualifying either, and he didn't have any penalties in qualifying. He qualified 6th. And you look back at his record in Monaco, he's never been good at Monaco. And like we said before, Monaco separates the men from the boys. It's the test of what drivers can do. And for Kimi Antonelli, in his 2nd season in Formula 1, to rock up to Monaco and put in... it was a Grand Slam. And it was an unbelievable weekend for Kimi. An unbelievable qualifying lap, which is unheard of, a 19-year-old doing that in Monaco without making a mistake consistently. Even Max, when Max first started going to Monaco, crashed. It's a tough circuit for a rookie. Kimi didn't make a mistake all weekend. Kimi didn't get a penalty in a race where everyone got a penalty. He kept it clean. He drove really well. And, I mean, away from George for a second, on Kimi, I think Kimi is the kind of guy... I think this is a big claim that I'm about to make, all right? So buckle up.
Yep.
Kimi reminds me a lot of Senna in the sense that I don't think Senna has, for the most part, for his racing ability at least, haters. I think everyone acknowledges Senna was great.
Yeah.
And he would have done amazing things if he hadn't have passed away so soon. And I think Kimi's similar. I don't think anyone dislikes him. Like, Max and Lewis have got haters. And even when they were doing really... And people say, success breeds hate, right? That doesn't seem to be the case for Kimi because he just seems like a nice little lad who's just having fun and just doing what he does well. And I think everyone is really, enjoying that. And I think everyone likes seeing Kimi win. Maybe that might change, but he doesn't seem to have any arrogance about him. None of that. George, on the other hand, is all of that.
Yeah, let me give you some George Russell facts, please. So, Australia won it. China, 2nd. Japan, 4th. Miami, 4th. And then obviously we've had the DNF in Canada and then Monaco, 12th. George Russell, as a driver who you deem as an average driver, has 1,121 career points. Granted, that is in 158 races that he has entered. He has got 26 podiums. So, to me, Mr. Lomas, that is better than average driver.
I'm not saying he's... Well...
Are you saying...
Let me rephrase. Let me rephrase.
I'm like TalkSport now, where we're doing the pointing and the arguing.
If you put...
Lance Stroll?
Ollie... No, not Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll's different. He's not an average driver. Lance Stroll's a below average driver. I'm trying to think of like the most run-of-the-mill. Alex Albon. Hey, look at that.
If
you put Alex Albon in that Mercedes, he'll get the same results.
Yeah, right. Okay. So I do agree. I do think that Albon will get them results. Who on this grid now would you put in that second seat who will be happy to sit and play second fiddle to Kimi Antonelli? Obviously, when George is now racing, he thinks he shouldn't be second fiddle. We all know what his beliefs are on that. However, if you look at the point standings now, he's got to come to terms with the fact that he is and will be the second driver for the rest of the season. Who would you put in that seat right now?
I don't think I'd put anyone different in it. I think George is, I mean, he knows Mercedes well, right? Like, he is part of that team. But I think he just needs to acknowledge that he's not world class. Yep. He's not, champions tier. He's not Lewis Hamilton. He's not Max Verstappen. He's not Michael Schumacher. He's not at that level, and he won't be. I don't think he ever will be.
I think he's getting painted with a pretty bad brush here, because he is third at the moment in the Drivers' Championship, and his rookie team. I want to say
in
rookie,
a good car.
He's not rookie. He's a good car. Yeah, I agree. He's third in the championship. You can admit that Kimi Antonelli is having a season from the gods.
Yeah, but
5 races, 5 wins, back to back. Come on.
Why hasn't George done that?
Because only one person can win a race, Tom.
But he's the more experienced driver. He's the driver that's been on the grid for 8 years, we've just established.
Yeah.
And he can't beat the guy that's only been there for 2.
Yeah, young and hungry, maybe.
In the same car.
So, I tell you, I'm playing devil's advocate here, okay?
You are.
I do purely... I really like Antonelli. Sorry, I got too close to my phone there, if you picked up that. I do really like Antonelli. I think he should be the number 1 driver. I think Toto Wolff has proved his genius by giving Kimi Antonelli that seat. Let us know what you think, though. Okay? Again, we want to know on the socials, we want to know in the comments section, either Russell in, Russell out. What would you do? Okay, not Russell shake it all about. He's not doing the hokey cokey. But do you think that Russell is good enough to be a Mercedes driver? I think he is. Tom kind of thinks he is, and I genuinely do think he is. And like you said, Tom, good enough to play second fiddle to Kimi Antonelli. However, not quite the great driver that he keeps portraying himself as.
Right, Reese. Do you want to give me your Spain predictions?
I would love to give you my Spain predictions. Also, Reese's Funny of the Week is coming back next week.
TBC.
Spain predictions. Okay, my poll in Spain is going to be none other than Mr. Kimi Antonelli.
Okay. Wow. He's really risking it this week, isn't he? Really
sorry, I don't want to risk
try
it.
And make this championship more competitive.
Who's your poll, Tom?
Kimi Antonelli. Go on.
Okay.
No, give me a full podium. Give me a full podium.
Third place.
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton.
Okay, I like it.
Second place.
Mm-hmm.
Max Verstappen.
Do.
First place, Kimi Antonelli.
Interesting. We like it, and that's the way we... Okay. Interesting.
Go on then.
Because similar, not same.
Ooh.
And you know what, Reese? I've stopped trying to make this interesting. I've stopped trying to make it entertaining because I want to beat you.
Yeah, good. All right, good. Because you were about... I swear you were this close to doing the thing of... It don't matter, it's just for fun, innit? It's just for fun. This isn't for fun, this is for bragging rights.
It is. Listen, alright, pole position. Yeah, I've gone Kimi Antonelli.
Yep.
I think you'd be mad to back anyone else at the moment.
I think you'd be mad to back anyone else.
You would be. Third place, though, I've not gone Lewis Hamilton. Do.
There we go.
Second place, I've gone for my favourite driver that we've just established, George Russell. I think he'll have a pretty good race.
So I was contemplating... Before you outed me of being, ooh, look at him playing safe, I was contemplating Russell second, but I do not want him to be second. I want Max. Anyways, go on. First is Kimi Antonelli.
It's Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. So, similar favourite, different second, third. I'm going to win this week, I'm pretty sure, which is nice.
Not certain on that.
Lots to look forward to.
Do keep your eyes peeled as well. Like I said, you get these podcasts when you're given them, and you will enjoy it. Okay? We have not got a strict schedule. We will be meeting up together. I beg your pardon. We will be meeting up together.
You can see me, can't you?
We will give each other a nice warm embrace because we are spending Saturday and Sunday morning together.
And we're sleeping in the same bed.
I booked a twin room this time. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
God damn it!
God damn! Yeah. So, with all that being said, thank you for listening and watching the Rearview this week. Join us next week where we will be reviewing Barcelona.
It's got a new name, innit? It's not the Spanish Grand Prix anymore. What is it? Can I just find out real quick? It is. Where have I got it? The Barcelona Catalunya Grand Prix.
Yes.
Because there's 2 races in Spain. This is the first one. See you next week.
You always have to have the last word, sunshine.
Are you frozen?
You having the last word?
Frozen.